automobile companies have net profit margin of around 7-8%. Okay, this is after everything. Okay, maybe at a gross level somewhere between 15 to 20% before financial and tax expense. Okay, so net profit margins for automobile companies. This is the industry thing. Obviously, your company will have probably a greater margin. The industry average, what we can see. In one of the years, that is in FY09, that is financial year 2008-9, we have seen this net profit margin going to almost 4.8%. Okay. So, is there any relation between these two? That is raw material as a percentage to the total sales and to your net profit margin? Yes. So, what are we saying? We are saying net profit for automobile companies is highly fluctuating and currently standing at 6.2%. Due to the high valuation in automobile companies, impact of increasing raw material spent has resulted into lower net profit margins. Lower net profit margins. And net profit margin for auto component companies is stable and currently standing at around 9.4% and is hugely driven by commodity price trends. So the more you spend on raw materials or commodities, the less your margin will be, is what I am trying to say. So, for example, we take some initiative. Okay. We carry forward from this particular meeting and then we take some hedging and risk management initiatives and save 1% of your procurement spend. What does it mean for the company? Okay, 1% saving on commodity spend increases the net profit by 4.9% at industry level. 1% saving in your commodity spend will increase the net profit margins by 4.9% in auto component companies, whereas in automobile companies, 1% saving on commodity spend will result in improvement of 3.5% savings. Okay, this fluctuates on year-on-year basis, but broadly we can say that between 3 to 5% we can make impact. 1% savings. So that's why I call this exercise of hedging and risk management. It's not a backroom job; it's a boardroom job. Why? Because we are impacting the profit margins. We focus some time and we take up the initiative. It is going to change the face of the company. It is going to change the profitability of the company. Okay, and in our experience,
how do you calculate this? How do you say that 1% RMC saving will?
Okay, I have an example here. Like for example, say here this is a typical budget here. Okay, here marketing department sales projections based on the last year trends and industry and economic environment. That is number of units into sales value. Say they are projecting 1,000 as a sales value. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, and these are the cost components. So you have raw material expenses, which is 300, and manufacturing 200, administrative, marketing and expenses. The total expenses are 800. So you make the budget this way, okay, and then you want to have a gross margin of 200. After the financial expenses and tax, probably this could be 100, which is your net profit margin. So most of the heads are predictable with risk management. With the raw material spend is not predictable at company level. Okay, say manufacturing expenses are fairly predictable. Even the salaries you fix at the start of the year. Administrative operating overheads mostly are predictable. Marketing expenses are manageable. Okay, are manageable because you fix the budgets and then accordingly you will execute it. Okay, but what is the most varying is this 300 time. For example, if you save 1%, say for simplicity, say 10% of 300. Okay, then 10% of 300 is 30. Okay, so this 800 will become 770. Okay, so 30 on your 200, okay, is 15%. Okay, so the way I am calculating is 10% saving on 300, which is your raw material spend, is resulting into 15% improvement in the profit in this example. Okay, so similarly, we have taken the data of the companies of say the top 15 listed companies, okay, and we have constructed this sheet, okay, of what is the revenue and what is the expenditure and what is the sensitivity to this. Okay, so based on that, we are saying instead of saying 10% because 10% is much larger, I am saying that let's start with 1%. Okay, so 1% saving will bring in a net profit margin improvement or a gross profit margin improvement of 3.5 to 4%. So it is very important that because when you build the budget, you are actually, the entire expenses are built based on the cost sheet which we have seen. Okay. So we should have that perspective that what work we are doing in purchase or sourcing, okay, is very strategic in nature. It is going to impact the bottom line of the company. Okay. So that's how I call this as a boardroom job. Now, how, this is again one more interesting slide. These are kind of escalating raw material prices is what we are going to talk about. Okay. What we have done is, generally, whenever we put your budgets, you compare it with last year. Okay. You compare it with last year. Whether last year is representative of your total business. Sometimes you would have lower prices in the last year, sometimes you will have very higher prices in the last year. Okay. That is why we have built, say in FY07 we have taken 100 as an index. Okay. As a base year. The way you calculate inflation, we say that the WPI index is the wholesale price inflation is 9.4%. How are we saying that 9.4%? It is indexed to a particular base year. Similarly, for auto component companies, also let's have this index. So this index which my research team has developed, FY07 they have taken as 100 and they have calculated two things. What are they? One is PCI, what we call is, that is procurement cost index. Procurement cost index. And the other one is SPI, which is sales price index. For an auto component company, what is your procurement cost index? So if your procurement cost is 100 in FY07, it has increased to 130 in FY08. And it has fallen to 129 in FY09 and 119 in FY010. And subsequently it has increased to 134 in FY011. Okay. So every year when you are making this 34% increment, you are not saying this 34% as compared to the previous year, you are compared to the base year. Okay. You are comparing it to the base year. So this is your procurement cost escalation. Okay. Escalation or fall. As compared to FY10, FY11 has increased. Similarly, FY10 has fallen from 129, it has fallen to 109. Okay. So relatively, the prices of financial year 2010 or your procurement cost budget has fallen as compared to the previous year FY09. Okay. But this is more expensive than FY07. Okay. This is more expensive than FY07. Okay. This is the procurement cost of things. Okay. Then what is the second part, which is the blue bar, which is the sales price index. Okay. Means when auto component companies buys commodities, adds engineering to that, makes the components and sells to the OEMs. When they sell to the OEM, they have the price built in. Means they will give, okay, this is the raw material price, and that raw material price in the sales is also linked to markets. Okay. Sometimes you might have a fixed price contract, sometimes you will link it to the market prices. So your sales price index, when I take FY07 as 100, then that has in FY08 it was 130 and 125, the brown bars, sales price index, 125, and then it has increased to 134 in FY09 and 126 in 10 and then 122 in FY11. Okay. What does this say? The down graph, the difference between the blue and brown, which is the difference between your purchase cost index and the sales price index. Okay. If you are having bigger blue bar, it means the auto component company is unable to pass on the cost escalation to the customer. Okay. If the brown bar is bigger, like in this year FY09, there is in sales realization you have 7.6% increment. Okay. And in cost escalation, it is only 0%. So this year, FY09, these companies, this auto component company would have made more money. Their margins have increased. Whereas in FY08, you have a 29.5% cost escalation, whereas the sales realization increment is around 4.5%. Okay, is around 4.5%. So here you are going to have more problem, means you are not able to pass on the cost escalation in terms of the sales realization to the OEMs. Similarly here on the recent graph, there is a 12.5% increment in the cost, which is on FY 2011. That is for 10-11 year, there is a 12.5% cost increment, and then the sales realization has not increased, it has dropped by 3%. Okay, it has dropped by 3%. It means you have a cost escalation and you are unable to pass on that cost escalation, and moreover you had a more negative hit. Okay, so it means we are inability to pass on the commodity inflation to the customers is what it signifies. Okay, how we collated this data? We took the procurement cost as well as the sales price realization from annual reports of 15 listed companies. Okay, we have taken battery manufacturers, we have taken some other component manufacturers, some 15 companies which are listed where their data is available, and we have calculated this particular thing. So, annual average procurement cost escalated by 12.5% in FY11, while average sales price dropped by 3% in the FY11. Okay, the reason for this is inflation in bulk commodities is becoming a major concern for us. And the inability to pass on this commodity inflation to the customer is what is the reflective of the FY11 strategy. Okay. FY11 number. So, what are we saying? Index from a base year instead of starting every year afresh. Please look at your cost from a particular base year, okay, and have some kind of a 4 to 5 year strategy. You also have compare with the previous year. Obviously, you will continue to follow that practice. As a add-on, you might consider indexing it to a base year so that you will have a kind of a perspective. That is point number 1, and take away from this. What is 1% savings impact for your company? If you say 1% on your raw material spend, how much percentage it will improve your net profit margin? Okay, I said it is 3.5 to 5%. Okay, for industry, but that will be some number. That number will be different for your company. Please calculate that and note down so that you will realize the importance of savings that particular thing, and you will be able to drive in the willingness of the management to come and help you to take various initiatives so that they understand that okay, these guys say 1%, it's going to improve my profit margin by say 5%. Okay, in your company it could be 7%. I don't know. Okay, please write down that one, calculate that one. That is one. The second takeaway. The third takeaway is how has the procurement cost index and sales price index, if you are an auto component company, okay, how has the PCI and SPI, that is procurement cost index as compared to base year as we have seen in the previous slide, and sales price index as we have seen in the previous slide, has changed for your company over a period of 4 years. What am I saying? You please construct this graph, okay, you please construct this graph for your company, that is procurement cost index and sales price index. Then, if there is a differential between PCI and SPI for your company, it means you are unable to pass on the cost increments to your customer. Okay, so you will be able to know how much is the problem. If you are able to pass on the cost escalation to the customer, then this is not a major problem area for you. If you are unable to pass on that particular thing, meaning if your blue bars are bigger than the brown bars, that is your procurement cost escalations are larger than the sales realization in terms of the commodity, then you have a problem and you have to address it. Okay, the bigger the gap, the bigger the problem is, and the bigger the impact you can make. Every challenge is an opportunity for us. Okay, every challenge. Only thing is we have to identify the challenges and we have to put in place the right metrics to track those challenges so that we convert them into opportunities. And a bit controversial, are you tracking your suppliers' PCI and SPI differential? So you have a supplier, okay, and if their numbers are available, you please track their blue bars and brown bars. That is your procurement cost index and the PCI and SCI, that is sales price index. If they are they passing on the benefits to you, or are they not passing? Okay. If they are making more money, obviously you can engage in bigger negotiation, okay, so that you can get something. Okay. So while this is kind of okay, I know that in this room there are people who are suppliers as well as the buyers. Okay. But having said that one, this is one of the best practice. When you are doing PCI and SPI index for you, you can as well do it for your suppliers. Okay. So there are crucial 5 takeaways from this particular thing. We are saying that please index from a base year instead of starting every year afresh, and what is 1% saving impact for your company, and how has the PCI and SPI has changed for your company over a period of 4 years, and if there is a differential between PCI and SPI, meaning if a cost is more than the revenue, then it is a matter of concern. You have to understand how do we address that. Second, are you tracking the last one, sorry, the fifth one, are you tracking your supplies PCI and SPI? Okay. Please write all these numbers practically for your company. Calculate and keep it, and maybe you can pin it on your dashboards. Okay. These are very, very important metrics. Now, having said that one, how practical is your budget? I have to excuse in the booklet that I have given, the slides might not be the same as this sequence because of the thought and some workflow I changed the sequence in the last minute, but we will be mailing you this presentation subsequently. How practical is your budget? Here we have percentage change in annual average prices of various commodities. Okay. So say for example steel, there is an annual average price. In FY08, that is for financial year 2008, that is 7-8, there is a 24% increment in annual average price of steel. Okay. And for rubber, there was 8% increment, for aluminum it is 0% increment, copper 8%, lead 1 or 2%. Okay. 1 or 2%. And the wholesale price index at the India level, the inflation number which we see was 4.7%. So typically, I have observed in most of the companies, okay, they make budget based on the last year. Okay, last year the average price was X, okay, and the expected inflation at India level, which is this number. Sorry, the expected inflation at India level is this number, 4.78%, 10%, and then you ask for some certain cost escalation. Is it realistic? Because if you see these numbers. Like for example,